Make your money stack.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I wanted to do something new this year and talk about festival news highlights every month. I feel like every month there's a new lineup, new event, DJ does something crazy, and it's kind of hard to keep up with all of it. So let's get right into some of the highlights from February. So first, and probably the thing that I'm most excited about, is EDC Las Vegas announced their 2020 lineup. I'm going to EDC for the first time in a couple years, and I'm camping with a 10-person squad. Super stoked. The way that they announced the lineup this year was pretty dope too. It was through a special episode of their Night Owl Radio, hosted by the man himself, Pasquale Rotella. So they played a clip of a song from each of the artists across the 9-ish stages. So there's like 250 artists. Pasquale gave commentary on the history of EDC, the history of each stage, the changes coming to each stage, as well as the addition of a new stage called the Skylab. There are a couple of names that I wanted to see that aren't gonna be there this year. RL Grime, Millennium, but to be honest, across the other 248 artists, I really cannot complain. And amidst all that, Insomniac is suing USC Events, the co-promoter for the Paradiso Festival in Washington, for misusing $2 million last year. As I understand it, Insomniac lent USC $2 million to have cash flow for things like vendor payments, advance artist payments. Despite that loan, they were still not able to make those payments, and Insomniac had to cover about $850,000 in late artist fees alone after the 2019 event. There was no real explanation as to where that money went, so Insomniac's just taking it to court. And shortly after all of this was announced, USC canceled their Lucky Festival, which was also supposed to take place in Washington in March, and they had announced acts like Dylan Francis, Liquid Stranger, and Fisher to perform at the event. Pasquale also shared a series of Instagram posts dubbed The State of Insomniac, which talked about big announcements going into the 2020 year. Things like sustainability efforts at their events and Beyond Wonderland returning to Washington after a decade hiatus. There's a lot of cool stuff, so we will link the original post in the description below so that you can check out everything that's going on with Insomniac. And switching gears here, Golden Voice announced a new event called Lovers and Friends, which is getting a ton of hype. It is a one-day R&B festival filled with a ton of nostalgic acts, Usher's playing, TLC's performing, and the ticket price is a little high for me. It's $160 for a single day event, but it has not stopped most people. Shortly after announcing the first day, they announced a second day by popular demand. However, there is a little bit of uneasiness from people, as after the initial announcement, a couple of the artists on the bill expressed that they were not actually performing. There were conflicting dates from other artists. Some of that has been ironed out, but if you're going, I recommend staying up to date on the news on the lineup for this event. The Pool Party Festival Splash House announced that it was expanding to a third weekend this year, which isn't that surprising because I feel like the last 1 or 2 iterations, they've sold out like that. They haven't announced the lineup yet, but tickets and hotel packages are now on sale. And to wrap this up, EDM fans got a lot of new music this month. Porter Robinson dropped a new single, Calvin Harris dropped a new EP under his new alias, Lover Generator, and then Avicii is still forging his legacy from beyond the grave. His single, Wake Me Up, surpassed 1 billion streams on Spotify, and his posthumous album, Tim, won 2 Swedish Grammys. So those are my festival highlights this month. Let me know if I missed anything in the comments below. If you like this video, follow us on Instagram, subscribe to our YouTube, share this video, because we have a lot more coming in 2020. Thanks for watching The Beat Stop. My name is Ace Antonio, and I will see you next time.
Got me falling right back. Got me